Now, I think we can all agree that 2023 has been the worst year for Disney in a very long time, given that everything of what happened with Elemental, the Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel over at Galaxy's Edge, and let's not forget about Indiana Jones 5, the upcoming The Marvels movie, and Snow White 2024 and beyond. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support, and let's get right into what's going on with Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Now, as we all discussed this just a couple of days ago, there's been a lot of changes happening over at Disney. We know that She-Hulk star Tatiana has been calling out Bob Iger and how Disney operates their ways. We also know that Disney fired Phoebe Waller-Bridge from seven projects in total. That was a mixture of TV shows, movies, and even follow-ups to specific franchises. We'll talk a little bit about that more later. But what's interesting about Bob Iger is that he has been on a roll of making terrible decisions after all the other decisions that he has made earlier on in this year, and it doesn't stop there. So we know one thing about Phoebe Waller-Bridge, alright, is that she is one of the creators slash actresses out there that is so out of touch with the reality. But surprisingly, you know, there comes a time where they begin to eat each other, and this is where Phoebe Waller-Bridge begins with Disney. So let's get into all of this, shall we? Now, it's no different than what she did with Kathleen Kennedy last week, as we discussed. There's a lot of things happening behind closed doors over at Lucasfilm. However, alright, with Phoebe Waller-Bridge heavily defending Indy 5, even during the box office failure, Phoebe had some things to deliver to everyone and surprisingly got on the subject of Disney. She delivered the following. Well, I have been lucky to work with Disney over the years, on and off, and it's been a pleasure working with both Star Wars and Indiana Jones, and some other stuff I can't get into. But out of everyone else I have worked with and or worked for, they, as in Disney, are the most unorganized company that goes through endless cycles of creative differences, to the point that it just gets so inconsistent to the point where you never really are sure about your stability with a job, with a project, or a series, or just whatever. That man running the show, Mr. Iger, I think really needs to straighten things out and has to get a grip on reality. I side with Tatiana and her views on Bob. It's a very complex company to work for, and they really need some serious improvement and to hold more respect to the lower level employees. It's just all about the money at the end of the day, which I get it, it's a business after all, but I think they take it to the extra length. Now, let me pause here quick about Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Now, I'm not defending Phoebe Waller in any way. I'm very much against her and her views as a creator, as an actress, because this is somebody, after all, that wants to literally tarnish James Bond with the upcoming 26th movie, as well as tarnishing the Tomb Raider brand and what she's about to do with Lara Croft. So I'm not defending her, but I will say it is somewhat refreshing to see somebody like Phoebe Waller-Bridge going against Disney. This is no different than what she was doing behind closed doors, going against Kathleen Kennedy. Like I said before earlier in this video, they all eventually eat each other, and this is just the truth about everyone that's in this Hollywood bubble. They all eventually just lose their minds, crumble, and just have no boundaries. Now, the thing about Bob Iger, alright, is very valid. I mean, he has no clue, or no sympathy, rather, to what the quote-unquote lower-level employees are going through, and how She-Hulk star Tatiana even called him out, and that's been an ongoing drama piece as well over at Disney. It's not ending anywhere near in sight. Now, the problem here is that she does mention that she has worked on Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and other things that she can't touch on. I think what she's referring to is how the rumors that have been rumbling for the past number of months now is that she's going to be an android called Rook. We talked about this ourselves about 3 months ago, where she is supposedly an alien Romulus. The upcoming 2024 Alien film, yes, Disney owns the Alien franchise now, and that movie is going to take place between the first and second films that are so iconic in pop culture. That's what's worrying a lot of people, is, are they going to retcon elements of the first and second movies of the Alien franchise, who knows? There's a lot of things that could go wrong with that movie next year, so we shall wait and see. And we also know that, apparently Phoebe Waller-Bridge contributed to that Alien movie. That's also another reason to worry. On top of this, though, somebody like Waller-Bridge, alright, the fact that she is against Disney to an extent just goes to show you how out of touch with the reality Disney really is, to the point that people like them are turning against Disney. So on top of this, she goes on to expand further. As an actress, I am always learning, and as a creator, I am always expanding. I think there just comes a time when those at Disney need to take a massive step back and look at their projects and the mistakes that they have been making with all areas. I think that Tatiana is a world-class actress, and I agree with everything that she has said about Bob and the higher-ups. They need to change their ways, and everything needs to get improved. Everything lately has been quite lazy. But that can be improved, and I am always rooting for Disney to do better. But they have so much potential with Marvel, Star Wars, and their remakes that can lead them into a better direction, and I would love to be a part of that creative front if I get the chance, and if and when Disney holds better ways of operating and handling their employees and projects. So, again, this is why I can't defend Phoebe Waller-Bridge. She's still a Disney sympathizer. She's like, oh yeah, I'm all for Disney if they improve, or if they change their ways, and if they do better, which we all know is never going to happen anyway. So this is more like she's playing the fence role, where she's kind of calling them out, saying that Disney is trash, and they are trash, let's be honest. But at the same exact time, she's hoping for them to improve. She's hoping for Disney to do better. And even if they do better, guys, let's be honest, they're still going to push their agendas, they're still going to push all the nonsense that is really wrecking all of the fan-favorite franchises that people grew up with, that Disney now owns. I mean, Disney is like becoming a monopoly almost. They own Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Lucasfilm entirely, The Simpsons, Alien, and more. And where are they going to stop? Who knows? We know that they're trying to buy out other franchises slowly but surely, and ever expanding. So, I think at the end of the day, the fact that we have people like Phoebe Waller and Tatiana of She-Hulk calling out Disney lately, and how we're going to have more and more actors and actresses coming forward against Disney, I think it just further confirms that Disney is beginning to collapse. Disney is beginning to get so unorganized, like she says, to the point where they don't know what in the world to do with themselves, whether it be in the TV business model, the streaming models, or these movies up and coming for the theaters. They really have got no clue where to go from 2023 onwards. And given that Bob Iger is lying to the general public, saying how he believes that Disney has no problems, regardless of this little downshift that they're dealing with, I think it just goes to show you that Bob Iger will say anything that he has to say to steer Disney into a successful point. So anyway, guys, drop a comment below. Fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again, no hiding on the one. From night to moon, we hear